Irish phonology. Okay, yes, it's true that there are marginally contrasted nasal vowels, but not always, and some people don't agree. Fine. But schwa, I will not count as a separate vowel. I don't know. It doesn't have the same status. So schwa, okay, fine, off in the corner, where you're only allowed to exist if you're unstressed. I think I will stand by my slightly simplified analysis of Irish. YouTube, welcome back. We have been making mood boards for different regions. We've been having a great time. What we're going to do now is take the combined power of the vibes that we've accumulated for these different regions and start naming some of them, start coming up with some place names to populate this world with. So that's the plan. Chat is here with us. We're going to be doing it together. We got the hive mind here. I have to say, the hive mind is greater than any one mind. I've always said it. All right, so coming on into the side webcam, and let's review what we've done. Let's get this spanning the whole screen. No, actually, I don't think I want that because I still need to show you the map. So we have, this is our world map so far, at least a map of the part of the world that we're using, the part of the world that we're exploring anyway. There may be more, we don't know yet. We have 5 continents. Actually, one is a subcontinent, but for historical reasons, we call it 5 continents. And we've started to create mood boards for different regions. So here's our first region. This is Justamija, the fragrant coast. This is where our conlang Justamija-Qal is spoken. And this is what it looks like. It has an oceanic climate. And here's our mood board for it. Beautiful, beautiful place. Then we have this yellow region in the southwestern coast of this continent, which is where the Lenathilif speakers live. And this is roughly what their home looks like. Another gorgeous place. Can't wait to visit. Then we have this boreal zone up here. We don't have the conlang for this worked out yet, or much idea of the people who live there. But goodness gracious, do they live in a starkly beautiful, if not a little chilly, part of the world. And finally, we have the region inhabited by the speakers of Birai, everyone's favorite fan service conlang. And this is this red zone in the interior of this continent here. And it is a desert. And so we have a variety of desert inspiration picks here. So that's what we've been working on. Now we are going to start assembling some names. So I'm just going to go down here. And I'm going to put down some ideas for names that the chat has come up with, and then we'll try and figure out where they will be placed in the world, and then we'll try and work out the conlang aspect of them as well. Okay, so I'm going to scroll. It's not letting me scroll up. Okay, so I was hoping to be able to scroll up, but the software is not letting me go up beyond a few more minutes. Apologies for that. So if you've sent something in earlier, I'm going to have to review it after the stream. Alas, technology is not always on our side. So Satton's posted a few names. Satton, thank you. I'm going to just copy and paste what I see so far. Let's see, paste without formatting. All right, I guess I can't do that. Satton's these are a few names from Satton's conlang. Mountain. Or is that a family? Place of fresh water, place of still water, place of bad water. So maybe, obviously we won't use the form here, but the inspiration of place of different kinds of water, that's kind of good. That's really cool. And then Xenomorph says that the Birai word for the ocean might be the water desert. That's kind of cool. Just going to copy all of this stuff down. I don't know why it insists on doing this weird formatting thing. Apologies. Whatever. Yeah, Control-Shift-V would be placed without formatting if it actually worked. But it doesn't. You know what? This is life, right? This is just how life works. Word for mountain could be Great Dune or Dune of Stone. That's cool. Paste without formatting, it gives me this. See? This is what I'm talking about. These actions are unavailable using the edit menus. Why? I don't know. Cool. Okay, Sutton's had some other ones here. That which is habitually cold, snow, natural barrier. This is great inspiration for us here. Just the word for field. The problem with doing place names is that place names are often very it's often not clear what they mean. They often come from substrate languages. There's been a lot of erosion going on. So, of course, in some languages you do have transparent place names, but often you don't. And so a lot of world building has to go on to make place names that sort of feel lived in. Far away as an exonym for North B. Oh, I like that. And Misty Peak for the northern tip of continent E. Cool. The pre-Qal languages. Still doing the sleeping dew because the mountains don't shift. This is excellent. Sutton Umau Mike. What language is that? Misty Mess. I like that, Raven. Okay. Oh, that's mountain. Cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll take off the mountain forms because I don't want to accidentally absorb them. We'll discuss pre-Qal on Friday. Okay. All right, so we can just create some words and attribute them to the substrate. I actually do have a little bit of an idea. So our boreal region, this one, is going to be inhabited. I'll get back to the map. Is going to be inhabited by a group of speakers of a group of languages that are unrelated to the Qal languages. What if at one time these languages spread over a much broader area and they form the pre-Qal substrate of this part of the continent? That would be kind of cool. So we could have a very, very early form of whatever this language family is here as the substrate for a lot of the place names in the Justamija region. Whoa, Ninix is saying Control-Alt-0 gets rid of formatting? I want to test this out. This is where I just learn things. You just changed my life. Thank you. I don't know. If I were wearing a hat, I would doff it because that is enormous. Okay. You know what I'd like to do? I'd kind of like to play with just a little naming language for this pre-Qal, this substrate language. Would you like to play a little bit with that? Then we can use some of them to make names that we'll then adapt into Proto-Qal, and then they'll get put through their sound changes and everything. Let's go back into the Birai sheet. Do you remember our little game? Our little random number generator? We have 199 languages here. Let's take some inspiration from one or two phonologically. We can use that as the basis of the pre-Qal. Okay, whoa, some people have been thinking about pre-Qal already. This is interesting. Okay. Let's let randomness and your planning collide. So I want to put in a little random number generator. Random number generator. What did we use before? Between 1 and 199. So the stew that's going to make up stew, not soup. The stew that's going to make up this language is going to consist of Sutton's clusters, ship's idea for pre-Qal phonology, and whatever we come up with randomly. And why don't we just make a new spreadsheet here, and we can call this pre-Qal. Yeah, it's going to be adapted into the Proto-Qal phonology, which is going to be different. We can get that up on screen as well. But let's just generate let's generate something for consonants, something for vowels. So for consonants, we have 147 Persian. Interesting. And for vowels, we have 73. Irish. Okay. All right. That works. Persian and Irish. That's a very strange and not entirely unrelated combination. In fact, not at all unrelated. So, Persian consonants. Sorry, we got to get this up to stream size. Persian consonants, Irish vowels. So Irish vowels are just 5 vowel system with long and short. Okay. Yeah, Perso-Irish. Imagine that. Sautin saying Irish vowels are a mess. I don't know. But how so? How are Irish vowels more than that? I mean, you have a few diphthongs as well, ia and ua. But I'm curious to know where you find the complication. But yeah. So there are some marginal nasal vowels, sure. But other than that. Oh, and schwa. Oh, come on. Schwa. Come on. You think I'd forget about schwa? Schwa is just the neutralization of all other vowels in unstressed position. Okay, well, the other thing is we can have multiple pre-calls. I mean, we have a whole history to fill out here, so we're not going to have to lack. We're not going to lack, what's it called? Languages. If schwa, okay, so here's let's talk a little bit of an aside. Irish phonology. Okay, yes, it's true that there are marginally contrastive nasal vowels, but not always, and some people don't agree. Fine. But schwa I will not count as a separate vowel because it's restricted in where it appears. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't have the same status. So schwa, okay, fine, off in the corner where you're only allowed to exist if you're unstressed. I don't really consider things that can only exist in unstressed syllables as part of the language's core vowel inventory, but your mileage may vary on that. There are the on and off glides, which are part of the consonant system, not part of the vowel system, although they show up on the vowel, but I don't think you can really analyze them as being on the vowel. And so those are the on and off glides. And then the V, so the slender, okay, so the glides of the consonantal glide, that's not part of the vowel system though. Anyway, we shouldn't go too far down because we're supposed to be making place names. But I think I will stand by my slightly simplified analysis of Irish. Yeah. So if we want, we would have A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, and then we would have schwa in unstressed syllables. Where's my IPA keyboard? I've been away for too long. It's not up. It's usually up. Okay. A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, schwa. We have some vowels, some diphthongs, ia, ua. We have some off-gliding diphthongs. Yeah, I mean, I guess it does depend on how you want to analyze it. Jack saying, embark on the journey of reconstructing Proto-World. Oh, don't tempt me. So we have the Irish vowels. Let's see what Wikipedia considers Irish phonology. Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. Nasal vowels. For some speakers, minimal pairs between nasal and oral vowels, which exist. So this is where it kind of comes down to your analysis, because if you still have this nasalized semivowel in your representation, which you kind of need for the lenition, then you won't have nasal vowels because that will be represented somewhere in another way. It all depends on where you want to put that information. I'm being a bit vague here. I apologize. This is off topic. Yeah. Let's go to Persian phonology because this I don't know very much about. And let's get some consonants. So what do we have? Pre-Qal. we have M, N, P, B, T, D, Ch, J. This is going to be interesting because Proto-Qal does not have voicing contrast in its obstruents. I don't know. I'm assuming that these are. Oh, because this is only in some dialects do we have this. Q maintained as distinct. So f says, oops, says here I tried to do world building and I'm ending up making a new phonological inventory. How does this happen? How does this happen? Then we have our friends here. I don't know why these are put into the same. Yeah, why are these put into the same cell? Doesn't seem to do with that. On the question of the trill and tap, the flap has a trilled allophone at the beginning of a word. Otherwise, they contrast between vowels wherein a trill occurs as a result of gemination. Kind of like Spanish. Interesting. I'm still a bit confused as to what's going on here. Is this just saying that velars, whether it's velar or uvular, there's some voiceless dorsal and there's some voiced dorsal? I think that's what it's saying. And then h. Then we have r. And we can feel free to sort of mess with this as we go. I just want to get something. And I need an extra column here. Yeah, okay, yeah, Sodden. I think we're on the same page there. Did Proto-Qal have uvular sounds? Let's look up Proto-Qal. Yeah, to answer your question, yes, it did. Qal languages. Opening it up. This spreadsheet is a mess, by the way. So the proto-language. Here's the... No, I was wrong. The proto-language did not have uvulars. Those came in with Justamija. They came in from the labialized velars, which is kind of weird, but I kind of like it. I don't know. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting. So say we have something like Pajana in pre-Qal. How is this going to be adapted into Proto-Qal? I just wanted a little arrow. Well, P is fine, A is fine, but there's no J. So I think our best option would be Pasana. So something like Pajana would turn into Pasana. May I intervene and Queno saying yeah? That's also another option. So Pasana or Payana. What's another thing we could do? Maybe something like Roslam. Actually, let's schwa that. Roslam. How would we get this? Maybe as something like Salam. Because Proto-Qal has pretty strict CV structure. So Rosalama. Roslam sounds like a place. Yeah, I don't know. It just has that vibe. Roslam in Jerusalem. So we might have Payana or Pasana, Rosalama. Maybe something like I'm explicitly trying to get stuff that doesn't work that well in Qal. What about Hurvash? How would we adapt that? Maybe something like Hurvash, Hulafasa. Something like this. So we end up getting a lot of these schwa, which are going to get messed with in the daughter languages. So that's going to be fun. It's 4. Heavens to Betsy. Well, I don't know if we accomplished all of our goals of making place names. I apologize. I got a little bit off track. But why don't we put this down for now? We will return and we will advance. Is there anything I need to tell you before we go? Well, I want to tell you thank you. YouTube, especially you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be able to hang out with you. And this is YouTube, the chat, both of you. All good. Okay. So I saw Sutton reminded me. I need to go look at the Satonic sheet. We can't leave yet. We can't leave. We got to open up the Satonic sheet. This hasn't really been made public yet, so don't look. But, oh, we have some Satonic roots. So for those of you who don't know, Satonic is a language family that exists. And I want to show you where it's spoken. Satonic is spoken somewhere in this gigantic Himalayan style mountain range. This is amazing. Pre-Proto-Satonic owl becomes Uve, a speaker of the Satonic language Uvzutur. Kiken, Kiker. Oh, I'm excited. Soton becoming Sutur. Kolin becoming Kulir. Gori becoming Gruri. This is exciting. Soton. As always. These English R's, these are exciting as well. Birai becoming Birai. Birai. Foreigners from the desert in the north, which are the Birai speakers. Saharsatur. I don't remember what is this H? Yeah, this is this. Okay, I don't want to reveal too much about this because there's too much to say. It's going to come out in a video at some point soon-ish. So, okay. Now we'll leave it there. I want to just thank you again for coming. I've rambled. You can tell it's at the end of the stream and I'm getting a bit loopy. But thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure. We will see you next time, YouTube. And until then, just keep doing what you're doing. Really, it's good stuff. Okay, until next time.